So, hello everyone. Today we are here and we are pleased to welcome Mariasole, who is our alumni student, who joining us. And Mariasole graduated from the Master in International Management in 2019. And today you will have also opportunity, we will discuss a little bit, I will ask some questions and then you will have also opportunity to ask her any question. So, hi Mariasole, thank you being today here with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you. So maybe what I propose you, let's start with if you can present yourself and briefly talk about your current position. What is your main responsibilities, tasks?
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Mariasole. As Camille introduced me, I graduated from IOM, and currently I am a Senior Commercial Finance Analyst at Dyson. My main responsibilities right now is that I am responsible for the full profit and loss statement for the Northern Europe market, with focus currently on the DACH region, which is composed by Germany, Austria, and Switzerland markets. So basically, I am business partnering the sales team for or everything related to the direct sales that Dyson have. So I'm responsible to do the business partner for the web shop and the stores. So this means that every time I need to check that both are profitable and are in line with our standards, I'm conducting a forecast on a monthly base and on a weekly base to see every time that we are in line with our targets. I check every time that we have new products, how they are performing. So also the profitability of all the products that we have. Yeah, I'm benchmarking also, for example, like the DACH region against other regions that we have in the Northern Europe, what we call the cluster. So I do the benchmark, for example, against the Benelux region, which is Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, to compare what I think it's working, for example, in the DACH region, why it's not working in the other, and 𝗃𝗵𝗁. So yeah, these are basically my day-to-day task. So it's very
Okay,
corporate finance related.
thank you, Mariasole. And maybe can you explain also your professional journey since you graduated from
Yeah.
IIM?
So after I finished all my exam at IOM, I decided to do an internship. And I did it in Monaco actually, in
Oh,
the
okay.
𝗃𝗵 offshore, which is an oil and gas company. My task, let's say, it was more on a business development side. So I was supporting with all the partnership that the company had with other companies in the Monaco and south of France region. I was helping to have also the connection the company has with the government in Monaco. So it was still in finance, but in a different field than what I'm doing right now. And this actually really helped me to understand which kind of company I wanted to enter in, and also which department of finance going in. Because when you are starting, like, you think finance is just one thing. Actually, there are like 10,000 subcategories under it, so you can do everything you want there. After that, I started a graduate program. So there are a lot of graduate program outside, and if you don't know, as I didn't know at the beginning, like, go and look for it because they are incredible. The graduate program was still in the finance sector, but it was more on a controlling side, so more an accounting version. And from Monaco, I moved to Budapest actually. So I went to live there and work for like the biggest company that's selling alcohol, that it's called Diageo, that currently has brand like the Guinness, the Tanqueray, the Gordon, maybe you know them. And after the graduate program, I was promoted after a year as a junior finance controller analyst. And after that, I was promoted as senior financial controlling analyst. So I lived in Budapest and worked for Diageo for 2 years and a half, more or less. And after that, I decided to, keep learning and going to the corporate finance. So right now, I've seen already three departments in the finance big category, let's say, and I've landed here at Dyson.
Okay, okay. We see that you have a lot of affinity for the financial roles. So why when the choice of the international management rather than finance?
Yeah, so I actually did my bachelor in finance back in Torino. But unfortunately, I had quite a bad experience with that there, and that scared me completely to keep going in the finance sector. Unfortunately, yeah, the accounting exam really like scared me a lot.
Mm.
And after that, I was just like, what I will do. I really had no clue what I would have done after the bachelor. So I really wanted to have a master in a field that would have prepared me for different kind of departments in a company. And international management was the best one because I had the chance to not see also only the accounting and finance again, but I could see also, for example, marketing. I had strategic marketing also. I had communication exam. I had ethical exam. I had innovation management exam. So it's really something that helped me to open my eyes on what really working in a company means, because there are a lot of different departments that I had no clue actually that we had.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is why I choose international management, to have like an open mind on everything that I could have done after.
Okay. So it's really interesting because coming from Italy, then Monaco, then Budapest, and now Germany. So did you always know that you would like to work internationally, or maybe being at IUM can also help you to develop this global mindset?
Yeah, so I always knew that I really wanted to have an international career. I always knew that I wanted to see different countries and experience, learn different languages and see people from all around the world. And this is one also of the main reason why I choose IUM. In fact, I have to say that my class was like really multicultural. Also with the professors, actually, they were also multicultural. So it was really great to have this kind of environment because it really helped me to build my confidence that I could do that as well in the future. It was not just during my study and just to say, oh, I went there for 2 years during the master and then I come back home. So yeah, no, I really always wanted to go and live abroad and just have an international career path.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, okay, now if we're going to the program and its relevance in your career, how studying international management was helpful to identify like the opportunity, international opportunities, or and to be hired in this competitive environment?
Yeah, no, it was really, really helpful for me actually. There were a lot. It's not just that the professor were really helping in that, because I feel that the professor there really support you and really try to build, like, they are not just there for like supporting your study process, but they are there also to support you on a personal level, to help you to become the best version of yourself, to keep learning what you still have to learn. Again, not just on a book, but also like on skills. So there were a lot of things that helped me there. There were classes, there were also professors, there were colleagues like inside of the school that helped me as well. So there were, of course, for my current path, the main thing that I can say is that the accounting classes and the corporate classes were the one that built me. I have to say that Professor Campa and Professor Moscato gave me back the trust in the finance part, because they didn't scare me. Actually, they saw that I was quite scared of their exam. They saw that I was completely in a state of, oh no, I like I don't want to do that. Like I will do the bare minimum to just pass the exam and that's it. So they saw how I was really a bit traumatized, if I have to be honest, of my previous experience, and they really put me in a state of mind that I could feel free to ask question, to not feel dumb, because that's what I was feeling like. I was feeling a bit like dumb that I didn't know a lot of things. They just put me like in a state of mind like no worries, it's fine. Like everyone here, it's here to learn. We are here to put you up. It's a sex, not to make
Yeah,
you feel bad that you don't know stuff. Like we are here to teach you.
of course.
So I
Yeah,
feel that that was like a great things and like a great things that I have in my personal, you know, experience that I can share
yeah,
here with you. And I also have to say that the communication classes were incredible for me, because every time people think that when you are working in finance, you just need to work with Excels all day. It's true. I have to say it's
mm,
true, but we
yeah,
have also like a lot of presentation to do. So you
of
really
course.
need to be ready and able to communicate with other people. A lot of people are on Zoom, so you will never really meet them. You have stakeholders that are like quite high in the hierarchy. So it's really important that you feel at ease and that you feel confident on presenting your data and everything. So this is also why I also decided to choose IUM against other university, because there were these kind of courses that other university didn't have. And for me was really important to be able to have like a complete a 360 experience,
Yeah,
like not just the courses that will prepare me for the job, but also that will prepare my soft skills, in this
of
case,
course.
communication.
Oh, of course, of course. The part of the soft skills it's remain very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say you've been in different various positions, so you've held, and how did you apply the knowledge and skills acquired during your master? I remember our last discussion about the Excel. So this is back 1 year back. So
Yeah.
did any classes or project that were held at IUM prove to be helpful for you?
Yeah, so there were several projects that we did to complete the exams that we had to do. But if I have to be honest, the main one that really helped me a lot was a challenge that was held by the university, and it's the Ocean Protection Challenge.
Okay.
I participated in that with two other colleagues of mine that year. Unfortunately, we didn't win the main prize. We
Ah,
won a smaller one. I still have my picture though and my prize,
oh,
there. But yeah, like it was really important for me because again, like it helped me to really elaborate a concept. It helped me to stuck to the deadlines that we have to really create clear goals, and how to work with other people. Okay, I have to say that those two colleagues of mine were my friends, so it was easier to work. But it really prepares you for the fact that you will work in a team, that you will have like tasks to complete together with other people. Not every time you will get along, even if they are friends, you will have different ideas, and you need to find compromises. You need to find a way to keep like the head high and still go on during a project, and also then to present it in front of people, because there were not just colleagues and my professor there, but there were like a full jury of people that I never met before. I didn't know how they will react, how would they ask the question, if they were willing to really listening to me, or those kind of things. Because at the end of the day, you have people in front of you, and you don't know the day how would they react or anything. So yeah, it really prepared me to be able to adapt myself, to be more, ready to face all the challenges. But yeah, so I think that that was one of the main things that really helped me to be then the person that I am at work today, because you really always need to be ready to like set the deadlines, set the goals, respect them. Because yeah, like at the end of the day, like you don't have a jury, but you have your like manager, you have the CEO, you have the CFO, like where you always have to deliver. So you really need
yeah.
to learn to be efficient and yeah, and respect, the timing of everything.
Yes, of course. So the just to give a little idea, so when we are you're talking about the ocean protection challenge, it means that you work on the project from the idea till the application and how it will be used, and it's related to the sustainability issue and the ocean protection, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really also interesting in that sense because I feel that IOM is really into trying to find solution also for the sustainability, how to apply everything that you are learning to build like a better world at the end of the day, and you can have the
Exactly.
impact in every single field. Like why, like you can have it going really there, like help planting trees or like help, I don't know, cleaning the ocean, but you can also have the same impact while working from a desk as I do or
Of
everything.
course.
So yeah, it was really an interesting and important project for me.
Okay, thank you, thank you. When we are talking, we usually, when we talk about IAM, I like to talk about the big family and the very international family. So
Yeah.
we're hosting around 70 different nationalities. So how did you like the multicultural environment? Even if probably see your journey, professional journey, we can understand that you're quite used to work in the international environment right now. So how did you like this multicultural environment at IUM, and maybe how the cultural competency played the role in succeeding in international career?
Yeah, so actually this is what I was looking for because after my bachelor in Italy, where, you know, I just had Italian people all around me and the main language was Italian all day, I really wanted to have like an international experience and meet people from different places in the world. So yeah, this is why I choose also IOM. Like Monaco is really well known to be a very international country. Like it's a small a small country, but there are people from all around the world. So yeah, this is what I was looking for. And actually, my class was quite multicultural. We had people from Russia, we had people from Latvia, we had people from China. Like really, there were Italians, there were French people. Like it was really multicultural environment, and that really helped me a lot. Especially right now that I work with people again from all around the world. Like I'm working with people like my colleagues mainly are from the Northern Europe part, but I have a lot of colleagues from India. I have a lot of colleagues from the Singapore, from China. In my teams, actually, there are like in my team, it's really multicultural. There are no people from the same country,
Wow.
so it's great. And it's really helping you when you have to communicate with them. I found out that people from different places around the world communicate in very different way. As Italian are well known to be quite open and quite easy to, you know, chat with. There are other people that are not. And at the beginning, I was thinking, oh, maybe this person doesn't like me. I don't know what's happening, like
Yeah.
why. And it was just misconception that I had. It was just different way to like how we were raised, you know.
Mm,
It was not just a personal, like the character. It's also like how a
of
person
course.
is more reserved because it was raised in this way.
Yeah.
Or for example, when in Diageo I was working a lot with people from Ghana, from Nigeria, and from Kenya. I had a lot of colleagues there because my like the markets that I was working on were the African markets.
Okay.
And I found out how very different sometimes the communication is. So there were people that were like speaking up to the others while I was used to, you know, raise the hands also in the
Yeah.
in the Zoom meetings and everything. I found some people told me that when I sent to my many exclamation mark, for example, for them that was an insult. Like they were
Ah,
feeling like I was
okay.
screaming at them, while for
Wow.
me was like an excitement, you know,
Yeah.
way of saying things. So I
Wow.
feel that it's really important to be surrounded by a lot of cultures and learn from them and be open-minded and really be open to let the other culture um like embrace the other culture, you know, just
Yeah, for
be
sure.
willing to learn everything that you can learn,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, if you want an international career, you will face how to um like expose yourself, how to like
Yeah,
how to just
yeah,
talk with them.
yeah, of course, of course. I see that you, I think you exceed very well in this area, definitely. So, um, maybe we just talked before. Maybe working in the settle abroad is not easy to do. We know that, and maybe you can share just any challenges that you faced working internationally.
Yeah, so for everything that is good, there are also, the bads. So if you want an international career, you have to be, ready to face everything, to face the good. There is like meeting people, there is like working in a different environment, and I have friends that are spread all around the world. But that means also that you will see maybe your family less than you are seeing them when you are in your home country. You will see your friend less. You will have a lot of like long distance relationship. My two best friends are in Budapest. We have friends that are
Uh,
living in Paris, others that are in London. We have a friends in Canada. So like really it's you need to be ready to, build new friendship every time. And when you are an adult, it's quite difficult sometimes. But I mean, having colleagues, it's easier. But yeah, like it's a bit more challenging that you need to be ready to face the differences from one country to another. As we were talking before joining this, it's like the bureaucracy from the different countries. You need to be ready to learn that. um, a lot of time the companies that they hire you are not maybe helping on that side, so you
yeah,
need to be ready to really know what you will need, what documents you will need to bring, if you can work there, if you need a visa or not, like these kind of things. Sometimes you need to figure them out
exactly.
alone, because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, like your employer is not like, your babysitter or anything. So in these things,
exactly.
you will need to learn your way. There are some employers that are quite nice and do that for you, others then don't. So yeah, and also the moving, because you need to be ready sometimes to not have all your things with you. I started like moving with like 6 or 8 luggages, because I wanted to have everything with me, and then I had to face 3 moving, and I was like, oh no, stop,
Yeah.
I will never have that many luggages again. Like I'm fine with just few things, and the other thing I will leave them in Italy. So yeah, like you need to be ready to compromise some stuff, and really go out of your comfort zone at the end of the day. Because yeah, like you will need to face some issues. Also sometimes the language will be a barrier. Right now I'm living in Germany and I don't speak German. So I'm in a company that is like UK, was founded in the UK and everything. So
Okay.
the main language is English. But when I go around the city, not all the people
Yeah,
speak
it's not
German.
easy.
I
Wow.
live with Google Translate. When I was living in Budapest was the same. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, for everything there are happens out. But from my point of view, the ups are quite worth it, and way better than the downs. So
Okay, that's funny because I wanted to ask the question in terms of language, but because moving to Germany, I've like, and I've seen that you are like, I know that you speak Italian, of course, and English, but wasn't sure about the German. So, okay, so that's really very challenging to move in the country without language.
yeah. But I mean, I did twice, and it's fine at the end of the day. It's fine. You just be ready that sometimes people will not understand you. You will need to use your hands. I mean, as Italian, it's quite easy. We use them
Yeah.
a lot, but you will need to use hands sometimes to just make people understand you.
Okay. So, our program is composed of 10 months of courses and then internship. And internship is the core moment of the program. So, for many of students, it's the first relevant job. How it was yours? I think you mentioned SBM, so I'm not sure it was there or not. And did maybe how the career department help you accompany you build connections or to find an internship or just develop your personal branding?
Yeah. So let's start with the career help, like the from the IUM. That was really helpful for me. Like we always start receiving a lot of newsletter with emails. I don't know if it's still the same, because I agreed like a few years ago, but we were receiving emails with like current open internship and also position that were advertised not only by alumni, but also that the career department found online, like on LinkedIn, on job poster, or simply by connection with companies in the Monaco area, but also outside Monaco. I found this internship also thanks to a professor that referred me, and it was Professor Castello that referred me to what was then my line manager there. I had to still do the round of interviews because it's true that he introduced me to the person that would have been like my line manager, but I still had to go through the full process. So I did
Yes.
2 interviews and like a small business case that this was what 𝗃𝗵𝗁 was asking at the time.
Mhm. Okay.
But yeah, like we were also like very prepared in the sense for the interview, because what we did is that the professor but also the career department helped us to be ready for the question, how to pose ourselves in front of the interviewer, what were maybe the main questions that like were asked, especially from an HR point of view, because every time that you do an interview, usually you have 2 parts. You have the skill set part, which the hiring manager will ask you,
Yeah.
and it's completely fine for the internship that you do not have that. Most of the time will be like very basic question because they know that you do not have the experience. And the HR point of view, so it's the human resources question. It's more about you, what you will see yourself in the future, why you're choosing, for example, the internship,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
what you would like to be the outcome of the internship. They will ask you. Again, they know that you do not have relevance experience before, so
Yeah.
they're trying to adapt the question that usually they ask to professional, but to the background that you have. So a lot
Yeah.
of times they can ask you like, how did you outcome like not working well with a colleague, or those kind of questions that
Yeah.
really can like make them really understand your
Yeah.
personality,
Mm.
how you will fit the team. Because at the end of the day, it's true that an internship it's not like lasting for that long, like it's 6 months usually, but you really need to fit in a team, and you will need to work with other people, you will have stakeholders. So the people that it's interviewing, you really need to understand if you will be a good fit, not just for the skills that you are bringing, but also for the person that you are.
Of course.
And I found that it was very like I was prepared for that. Like there were people that helped me understand how an interview process would have been. We did like some network cocktails that help
Mm.
us to also face like maybe the worrying of talking to people that would have judged you.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
felt that in that sense I was really prepared by the university. And yeah, like so at the end of the day I managed to successfully enter in the company with other 3 colleagues of mine. We were in 3 different departments.
Okay.
The internship was hard. I was not expecting that.
Okay.
From day one, I was put completely into work. So I really had to, sweat and and to get my degrees there. But yeah, it was good because it really prepared me for how would have been the outside world, what would have mean to really work with a lot of people, to have all their stakeholders, to present yourself in front of like relevant and more higher in the career people. So yeah, it was challenging because I mean it was like,
It was.
especially for people that are starting their career and maybe they do not know what to expect. But at the end of the day, like it was a really good experience that made me realize what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do, and how to build my career from that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. Very interesting, and definitely maybe even better if it's hard, it means that it was useful and you learned a
Exactly.
lot. So I think,
No, exactly, absolutely. Because I feel that the internship that are not hard are not the ones that really will prepare you for the
yeah.
after. Here I was really had to like do my working hours, really show that I wanted to stay there, that I just wanted to apply all the knowledge that I wanted to learn. So yeah,
Okay. So, maybe according to you, what are the strengths of the program, or what is like kind also the plus to study in international management in the place like Monaco?
yeah. So, I mean, the place is for because of the internationality that Monaco is giving you, the network also that Monaco has, because again, like Monaco is a small country, so the university there really had a lot of connection with the companies in the territory and also outside Monaco. So I feel that this is really important when you're choosing a university to know the connection that the university has, because this is at the end, it what will help you to really um, be prepared for the outside. I really think that what the IUM did is to really prepare you from what the real world will be. So it's not just study, study, and study on a book, which was my experience in right from the Italian university, but it's really like applying what you have learned in the books and applying it in real life with like a lot of projects, working with all of your colleagues, not just with the ones that you like, having a lot of project and challenging also outside. Again, I did the ocean protection one, but there was also a challenge that they called the Mark challenge. So
Excellent.
a lot of initiatives. What was also really good for me is that the we also had like a day in the Monaco incubation for the startups. That's really incredible because what I feel that IUM is also making you with the international management is try to make your entrepreneur come out of
Mm.
you. So to really not just prepare you for what the company, like the corporate world is, but also like if you have great idea, if you have like if you're ready to really like put yourself there to make you like to prepare to be an entrepreneur. We had a lot of courses also on that. We had entrepreneurship where we had to build really from scratch a business case, which I never did before. So yeah, I feel that it's like a program that it's good both for people that have exactly in mind what they want to do and for people that do not know what they want to do, because it's really preparing you for, again, working in a corporate environment or be ready to create your own
Right.
corporate
Mm.
environment.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I feel that these are really the main two like peaks of the program.
Yes, for sure. The entrepreneurship spirit, it's one of the pillar of the program, definitely. So yeah. So you mentioned your friends living in different countries, and we are talking. We have about like 4,000 alumni from IEM all over the world.
Yeah.
And how did you use the alumni network in any ways, and like how it can be helpful for you?
Yeah, so I'm actually part of the Alumni network. Also on LinkedIn, there is a page. Like I receive also invitation and everything. I wanted to go to the alumni, IUM alumni cocktail in Paris, but unfortunately,
Uh,
due to for work, I cannot go. But yeah, like I always use the portal to check if there are any interesting jobs. I also posted two jobs when I was at the Agio there, when we were looking for people. So yeah, I feel that the alumni network is really interesting, and there are people from everywhere
yeah.
that are doing a lot of different careers. I always monitoring it actually to see if there is something that is interesting and that I can start doing. I used it in the past. So after my internship, before finding the graduate program. Again, I didn't know the graduate program exists, so I
Yeah.
just finished my internship, and I knew that I didn't have that much experience to to apply for really like other jobs and anything. Like I just had the 6 month internship, and at that time I still didn't know if I wanted to move or if I wanted to remain in the Monaco area. So I contacted some alumni that were in Monaco. Actually, they lent me some interviews with their hiring manager and everything. At the end of the day, that didn't work, but just because I understood that I didn't want to remain in Monaco and that I wanted
Yeah.
to live abroad and do something else. But yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Like the people in the network are really nice. At the end of the day, are people like just a bit older than you that just finished their like university and everything, so they
Mm.
know what you're facing. They know that you want to learn more. There are also people that you can connect just to understand the careers that they are doing. This is what I have done. I messaged some people on LinkedIn saying, look, I did the same university that you did. I did the same master that you did. Can you tell me a bit more of your career, what you're doing, why you choose that? And I always find people that were really like willing to explain
Willing to.
you what they do, and just like try to give you more clarity of what can be your future. So yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure. And in terms of next networking cocktail, definitely we organize now more and more often. So I hope meet you very quickly
Yeah.
on one of them. Okay, so how you see what are the next challenges? So how you see your professional future? What is your career perspective? Which country next?
For the country, I still don't know. We will see. We will see what will happen. I don't know. But
So would you like to continue to work abroad or maybe
yes,
to stay in Germany or what is your
no, absolutely. I want to keep staying like in an international and still going around. I'm not sure I'm planning to stay in Germany. I will still want to see at least one country before maybe, settling down and start really building, start building like a route somewhere.
okay.
But definitely, I still would love to have still an experience outside. In terms of careers, so right now I'm a senior financial analyst. It depends on the company, but usually like you start in the internship or as a graduate. After you become like a junior, then you are a finance, and then some companies have a lead analyst in between before
Mm.
becoming a manager. Other company, after being a senior analyst, make you become a junior manager. So it's just really depending on how the company is set up. In my current company, there is the lead analyst position before can be able to become a manager, but it's also really depending on you, on you and how your skill set is. So every time with my line manager, we're having, um, meetings regarding what my future career could be. I told him that I would like to be a manager, not too far in the future. So right
Okay.
now, I'm currently preparing for that. So I will need to learn to have people management experience because this is what I'm lacking right now. Because again, when you are an analyst, you do not have other people behind you, like below you, like it's just you reporting to someone. You do not have people reporting to you. So yeah, right now I'm focusing on trying to build this new skill set, how to have people reporting to you, what that means, what does it mean to, really be responsible not just for your work but for other people's work. But yeah, like for sure in the future, like I don't know if it will be in 1 year, in 2 years, but I'm building right now to become a manager in the next 5 years, let's say.
That's good. Good luck. You will
Finger
do that
crossed.
for sure. So maybe will be my last question. So what do you wish you had known before attending the program that you could say to a student who is about to apply?
Yeah, I wish I knew a lot of things actually, but no, the main thing is that I wish I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't. So don't be scared for that. Like it's totally normal not to know, or maybe from one day to another, like one day you knew what you wanted, and then something happened and you're just like, oh no, that's really not for me. Like I had a misconception of that. And also, I wish I knew that the job, it's not the exam. So the exam that you are doing, it's not what you will do. So I was completely scared of accounting. I had a terrible experience with that. And at the end of the day, I'm doing it like it's 4 years now that I'm doing that, and it's not as scary as it was on paper. It's actually quite funny at the end of the day, if I have to be honest. So just be open-minded. Like I wish I was a bit more open-minded on that, like in the sense that I wish I was not scared of what the future hold, and I wish I would have just was more ready to really be put myself in the game that I had to do after. But if I knew it when I started, it would have been so much easier.
But I think it's really a good last words, that be bold, be
Yes,
engaged, and don't
absolutely.
be afraid about the future.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely. And also be humble and be ready to learn. Because I feel that sometimes, especially when you are like in your, early 20s and you're studying and everything, you're like, oh, I'm arrived, like I know everything about a
everything.
subject and I know how it will be because maybe I see my parents do that, I see my friends do that. I really feel that, especially when you're working with a lot of people, you need to be ready to learn from them, and also for like this the very like simple thing. It's not just learning, I don't know, a software, Excel, or like a task, but also really learn a lot from other people. Also the simplest thing, also just even like how to speak with someone, how to present yourself to someone. Like, yeah, I really feel that that is the thing. So be bold, be ready to be in the game, but also be humble.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much, Marisol.
Thank you.
Thank you being here with us today. Thank you for sharing your experience. It was a pleasure to have this discussion. So I don't know if there is, I will try to see if there is some questions. Um, Maybe I have one question in terms of you mentioned that you are doing regularly the interview like discussion meeting with your manager about your career progression. So how it's happening, how often it's happening, and does it the normal thing within the company that having this annual or biannual meetings?
Yeah, so it's completely normal. Like every company does that. There are like every company does in their own way, but normally quarter, you will need to set up goals with your line manager. So it can be like fixed goal for the team. It can be also personal goal for yourself. So this is what we have right now. We have some goals that are for the full team. So for example, I don't know, achieve certain target, deliver certain project, or I don't know, adjust a certain file and make them like easy and ready for other team. And then can be like personal development goals. So for example, in my side, it's because I want to have them a career progression. In this sense, will be learning how to manage people. It's learning how to be responsible not just for your job but for others' job as well. And this is always applying to the single person, so based on what you need to learn. It's completely normal. And then there are, for example, like the career discussion. At that depends on what you need to ask your line manager. But what I do is that we set like a time during the year to understand what we can do after, where we see ourselves, especially because in a big company, like for example, Dyson is, there are a lot of departments and you can also switch, you can go in different departments. So I had a colleague that from finance, now it's in the sales
Mm,
team.
mm,
And this is really important for your line manager to know, because they can help you to have the connection and to build the connection with other teams to really make you like then develop and development and go where you want to go. So it's totally normal to have this kind of discussion with your line manager. So usually you have the one-on-one with them. I have with my line manager once per week, but because like we really work close together, so we really need to set up some goals. We need to have those conversations with our stakeholders. So it's totally normal to build your goals and to build like your career path within the company. Also at Diageo, so my previous employer, I did the same. We had goals that were not set up quarterly, but were set up like every 6 months. And again, they were personal or for the team, and then there were the career discussions. So it's every company does that, and it's totally normal.
Okay, very interesting. So another question: what kind of companies can you do an internship in? Okay, so it's more the question about how which kind of company the students can apply after the international management. And here we see, for example, Mariasole did choose a financial sector. Maybe you know other your classmates, which kind of companies they applied for
Yeah.
the
So
internship.
I feel that international management really help you to have like a broad like how do you say mindset, like a broad like a connaissance of like different aspect in the business field. I did finance and I was working in an oil and gas company, but you can really go to whichever company and you can decide whichever sector. I have a classmate that come as well in SBM Offshore, but went to the HR, so the human resources departments. Another person that decided to go and work in an insurance company. Someone decided to open their own business. I have a very good friend of mine. She studied as well at IUM, and she has now her own company in Monaco. So I mean, you can really do whatever you want. It just depends on which area you would like to learn. You can do marketing, you can do human resources, you can do supply chain. You can do really
Exactly.
everything. And inside of the big sector, there are the sub sector as well. So inside of human resources, for example, you can decide to become a talent acquisition person. So the people that select other people for the company. There are people inside of human resources that also are responsible to build connection with other companies, so that like companies like there are headhunters, for example, there are recruitment companies, and companies like Dyson, for example, work with them to find other people that can join the teams. So this is what human resources does mainly. They build connection with this kind of company, they find people for their company, and so on. You can work in finance and you can have like 10 different subcategories. You can do more corporate, more accounting, you can do business development, you can do a lot of things. In marketing also, you have a lot of different sectors. You can decide to be more focused on social media. You can decide to be more focused on the traditional media like TV, radio, or I don't know, like Facebook. For no, Facebook's in the
Yes,
social media.
social
But
media.
like this kind of like things, or billboard,
Yeah,
for example, those are like the traditional media. You can do really a lot of things in the supply chain. For example, there is a whole world.
huge. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can help the company to receive or sell the goods and these kind of things. You can also like decide to go and work more on like technological field. So how to connect what you study to the artificial intelligence, for example. Like there are a lot of really things that international management prepares you for. It's not just preparing you for one specific field, but it really gives you the chance to really try to understand how how broad, is the world outside, how
Exactly.
many things you can do outside.
Exactly. I would say that definitely, probably international management is the most interesting in terms of different openings toward different industries and
Yeah.
positions. It's you have the huge variety of different positions, industry
Yeah,
companies, and it's definitely something that you learn everything during this year, and you can work in all fields that.
exactly. Exactly.
So
You just really need to show what you can do when you are interviewing, because the
yeah,
people, when they're interviewing you for an internship, they know exactly that you do
what
not have
yeah,
experience before and that you are still studying. They just want to see how well you could fit their environment. So, for example, you can also go and work for a bank even if you haven't studied in the finance
yeah,
master. But you really need to show that you are competent. You really want to learn from them, that you know what the bank, for example, is doing. So you do not have limits on which kind of sector you want to work in. You just need to, when you target a company that you feel that it could be the one for you, you really need to go and do your research before doing the interview. You have to know how to explain why you want to work
why
there. You need to
exactly.
show that you are motivated, that you are passionate, that you are learning about what they do, about the sector that they are in. At the end of the day, it's just that. So when you finish your master in international management, you can go wherever you want. You just need to show that you are learning about the company and why you want to work there.
Yeah. We have some questions in terms of how long the internship lasts and if the university helped to secure an internship. So maybe I can reply. It's so the internship, the capstone project, we call it capstone project. The capstone project lasts for 4 to 6 months. And in terms of secure the position, I like this world because what I always say that we cannot secure your position within the company, but we can give you tools to succeed. So it's definitely what Mariasole was talking about. So explaining that working closely with the career department, helping with the um, so with publication of different offers that appear on the market, and not only in Monaco, but also in other countries. It can be also helping to how your presentation skills or how to do your interview. Here right now, Marisa was telling about the preparation, how to be prepared for the interview. This is also very important. You need to know more about the company before applying, and then be prepared that the people will ask you why you're applying to this company, for sure. So what we do during the year, that we give the opportunity to meet different companies, to network, to have the discussions, to have the networking moments with the companies, with the representative of the company, with the professionals, in order to help you to gain to understand the market, to understand, to know the company that exists in Monaco or elsewhere. And to understand also, maybe to try to define um, what kind of career aspiration you can have. Also, this is something important. So we just to reply maybe, so we cannot secure an internship position, but we can definitely help you with the networking opportunities and tools that are important for a successful research.
And Camille, if I may add a thing, I feel that there are no university that can really secure you an internship. I have friends that studying a lot of different university in Europe and also outside Europe. So the university gives you for sure what you need to learn how to present yourself, how better like marketing yourself, let's say.
Yeah,
These are a lot of things they prepare you for, like the internship with the network. But at the end of the day, it's really you that you really need to be ready to show everything that you know, everything that you can do. Because yeah, like if you just stay there and waiting for the
of
university
course.
to give you an
Yeah,
internship, you will never have any experience, because this is not how also outside is working. Like even when you are then in a
Exactly.
company and you see maybe some position that you would like to apply, no one will come to you and say, "Oh, you seems good. Like here is your
Here's
position." Like you need to fight for that. Like
yeah.
you need to show why you want to do that, what you want to do, what are your skills and everything. So I feel that IOM is really good with the networking. It's really good at preparing you. Like this is what I experienced. I was prepared by them. I participate to the cocktails network that were organized in the city. I had the chance to simply go and chat with people that had businesses in Monaco and also outside and talk to them. But at the end of the day, you need to be bold in that. Like if you just stay in a corner during those events, you will never get anything from those events because again, like you need to go, just be bold.
Okay. Okay, so I think so we did a very good score, 1 hour. So it was a very interesting discussion. Thank you very much, Mariasole,
Thank you.
for this discussion. For sure, waiting for the next networking moment to connect, to see you. Will be a pleasure. Maybe you will move again to Monaco.
We
Let's
will
see.
see. We
Maybe.
will see.
Okay. So thanks again and have a
Thank
very
you.
good afternoon.
You
Thank you
too.
very much for everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.